Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. Where have you been at? People are asking, where have you been at? I know. Good morning, Mr. Nazario. We are starting it off. I know. I realized while talking to my wife last night, and join me as you pour your cup, if you will, but I realized while talking to my wife last night, she explained to me something very interesting called Good morning, Kev. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Good morning. She explained something very simple to me called the Great, well, Resign. People are resigning. Resignation. The Great Resignation. You guys are losing employees and you're not sure why. I think employees are no longer so hooked on how much you're paying them. I mean, they care about making money, yes, they do. But I don't think they're as hooked on it as they used to. While I was speaking with my wife last night, we came across a couple of things I thought that were very interesting. One of the things is that it's true that your parents who raised you to go get a job and stay there for 20, 25 years, you get a pension, the pension takes care of you, all this good stuff, was working at one point in time. And I get it. Some people thought that that would be a great idea. You could proceed. Now, if you join a union or you have this other thing, you might still be down to do 20, 25 years. But it was built up on a promise of almost company loyalty, that if you do a good job and you go the extra mile, that they would repay you. What's up, cuz? And that's really not the case. Nowadays, more people are resigning or thinking about resigning or quitting or changing careers more than ever. I think that's case in point because they spent a lot of time at home with their family and kind of realized what matters. So employers are out here saying to themselves, oh my God, they have unemployment. They're never going to come back to work. That's not the case. It's not that they're never going to come back to work. People want to work. Believe me, people do want to work. They want to make money. I think people are just kind of tired of getting the short end of the stick. And that's been happening for a very, very long time now. And I think people don't understand that. People have to understand that people want more than just, oh, well, I make this much money. And then the phone calls when you're home or all this other stuff start coming in. That's really not the case. People are looking for, the benefits. Well, maybe, you get 2 weeks vacation, every other weekend off, all this other. And they're saying, oh, well, you're spoiling these people. You're spoiling. There became a really big difference when I believe CEOs of the company made about, I don't know, 300 times the amount of the starting employee. And the starting employee is trying to work 40 hours in one place and 20 hours in another. And it becomes this whole mess. And it becomes a whole mess. I'm telling you right now, it is a whole mess because there was a huge disconnect. And I feel like that disconnect actually ran for quite a few generations. I feel like the Generation X got hit with that. Millennials got hit with that. And Generation Z also got hit with that. But the difference is those last two generations, they ain't about that life. I'm just going to tell you right now, they ain't about that life. I had to get a good cup on this one. It's not that they don't want to be hardworking. It's more so what are they hardworking for or toward? That becomes the real question. If you tell them that they're hardworking but could easily be replaced, kind of like a number, what's the incentive? It's not personal, which is why I think a lot of mom and pop stores are going to be doing very well because they have that connection with people. And shopping online does this thing, yes, but I feel like there's that disconnect. You want people to work hard for you, but you're not giving them that benefit. And even if you think about it, the idea of working some companies have done this, not all companies. The idea of working a 5-day work week might be phasing out because 4 days might be better. You might get a better employee by making him only work 4 days, but paying him enough as if he was working 5. Now, there's a lot of people in the chat right now. Everybody say what's up, say what's up. But I'm going to sit over here and say that. And I know that to some, because of the old way of thinking, that may sound crazy. Why would you pay an employee that? It's crazy, no. But productivity level shows improvement because that extra day that people have during the week allows them to get more done, to unwind. And that's what people are missing. A 4-day work week, 10 hours a day, done, yes. And then, of course, you should be entitled to 2 30-minute breaks or an hour break, whichever you prefer. 10 hours a day, some people, I don't want to work 10 hours. I don't want to. Listen, when you're into it and you're producing and you're really working like that, makes sense. I mean, even if you think about it, there are 7 days in a week. Why are you working 5 of them? That's not really living, is it? You know what I'm saying? And I know that's people will think that's a little bit of a radical thinking. You shouldn't. No, I think that when I was listening to some people speak and they're just kind of like, I'm having a hard time, it's difficult to hire people. And you see this posted, now hiring, not hiring, job shortages. And the unemployment benefits have ran out. So they're not like, and they immediately thought that people were going to be crazy and go back in and just, no. You pushed people to an extent. And that is why they no longer want to come in. Yeah. There goes Kev. Kevin in the chat, shout out. He said he's done 16, 17-hour single days. If you enjoy your job, you go for it. That's true, you do. But how do you get people to fill out an application? Well, I need to know what kind of man you are, or what kind of woman you are, or better yet, what kind of leader you are when you're telling us what to do. Because I don't want to sit over here and work for somebody who's treats me as if I'm replaceable. That's number one. So for people who are looking to hire people, let me explain this to you. This is how you do it. I've trained and taught people that have come to me on crazy days, that were willing to come to me during snowstorms, and that's because of how I treated them. So how you're treating people is the first solution to getting people through your door to want to apply and get to know you. Number one, personality and how you're leading. Okay? That's how you're going to get somebody to fill out that app. No matter what work you do, work is difficult. Work is work. Work is meant to be, you could enjoy what you do, yes, but you're still working. Right? You wouldn't go to a place if they weren't paying you. You got to have that mentality. So work is that. First, you got to make it personal. Once you make it personal and that person applies, you have to take care of that person. Okay? You got to show that person they're appreciated. And that doesn't mean the token, good job, see you on Friday. Or the token, let's have a pizza party because we beat sales. That's, thank you for the pizza. But, pardon me. Thank you for the pizza allergies. Thank you for the pizza. But if you're sitting over here and we beat sales, can I get a cut of that pie? Maybe incentives that way. A lot of people aren't going to like the way I'm talking right now, but it's true. Think about it. Can I get a piece of that pie? My team did its best to do this. What do I see? What do I get? And you have to incorporate that into your business and the people that you're working with, right? I sat over here, let's say freight, and I loaded all these things before 6 o'clock, but my job was to get it all done by 6 o'clock, but I finished by 4. Now, here's what happens. Cool, you finished by 4? Let me give you some more. No, how about you don't give me some more? How about I finished at 4? Let me go out that door. Everything you needed me to get done today is already done, and I'm out. You could pay me the other 2, though. No, don't speak like that, Drew. You don't. No. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. You want to know why? Because that payroll was already expensed for that person to stay that late. At that point, all we're doing is wasting time. You could write that one down in the handbook. Okay? All we're doing is wasting time. The work was already done. Okay, so we said personality. Number 1, show what kind of leader you are. Number 2, appreciating your employees. I know, it's radical thinking. People are going to say, well, I don't want to. They should be happy they have a job. No, that's backwards thinking these days. It's not you should be happy you have a job. It should be thank you for coming in. Thank you for choosing to work with us. Not for me, but with us. And that's a difference in terminology. Right? I'm not working for somebody. You're working with somebody. There's always a leader, no matter which faction you do, no matter what you do. There's always will be a leader, someone who will step up to decide and to guide, and you need a leader in the group. And depending what it is, maybe for that day you will be that leader, or maybe those things happen. Okay? Trust and responsibility. It's called being humble. Thank you. Trust and responsibility. Now, this is a big one, number 3. If you teach somebody how to do their work correctly, you don't need to be on them like white on rice. If you teach them the right way, then they're going to get it done the way that they are taught. If you throw somebody in there and tell them figure it out and then put more pressure on top of them, it's only a matter till they leave. It's only a matter of time. The turnover ratio for most places now are 2-3 years. Some people only stay a couple months. And the crazy thing is, on that, is that they're willing to do more. I'm pretty sure they would have stayed with you. But usually it's somebody right above, in between the boss and that kind of messes it up for them. And this is where getting to know your staff and actually making it personal counts. Let's see what's up, Kev. The right way. Thank you. Next new person coming in, and so on. Yes, it should always be a chain of command going. Now, the next one that we're going to jump on to, we talked about it. We said personality, okay? We talked about appreciation. We talked about teaching, right? Teaching and keeping. If you teach them the right way, you keep them, all right? Now we're going to talk about the big one that people want to talk about. Pay me. Keep up with me. All these corporate lessons, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you get people back in. Tell you what, I'm here. And I'm here for the employees and the workers who are just kind of like, they're not getting it, do they? It's like they're not clicking. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this. We're going to take this to number 4. Pay me more. Number 4. We're going to say it again. Pay me more for number 4. Number 4, pay me more. Why? You get paid enough. No, you don't. If you can't afford to go on 2 good vacations a year, or 1 good vacation a year. Let's break it down. We'll make it easy. 1 good vacation. And I'm not talking about a weekend trip to Seaside. For all my Jersey people, I'm not knocking Seaside. Or a weekend trip to Wildwood. For all my Jersey people, I'm not, knocking Wildwood. Or as we North Jerseyers say it, I'm not talking about a quick trip down the shore. I'm talking about real vacations where people can actually take their family and go and relax and know that they're going to be okay. Dame mas. So, number 4 is pay. And people think that it was absurd to tell people, $15 an hour, $16 an hour, $18 an hour, $20 an hour. Why are these absurd numbers? Depending your state, the cost of living, that's really how the calculations should be made. For at least one person, it should be state cost of living. What's the average of an apartment? What's the average food shopping? What's the average? And break it down to a good number. And it shouldn't be just head out of water. That's not good for people anymore. That's not enough for people anymore. In fact, people aren't taking that anymore. Because what I found crazy, I did a little research on this, but what I found crazy is that your own job that you stay at will give you micro raises, very small micro raises. But a poacher, someone who comes in and sees you and says, hey, I like the way this guy moves, I like the way this guy works, will come in and give you maybe 20% more or 30% more and say, hey, why don't you come through, come work for me, and I'll give you this much more. Now, that's crazy. Really, your own place should be the one willing to pay you more because they know you. They know what you're capable of. They know what you're doing. You understand? The new place doesn't even know. They just see what you do, see your talent, and say, hey, this guy's wasting his talent. Or I could pay him more, and he's going to make my life easier. I'm not wrong. So, paying people. It's what it is. You have to pay. And don't tell me you're worried about the price of it. And God, because I heard this argument for so many times. You're going to hear a price of a Big Mac go up to $10 or something like that because we pay them more. Please stop. Just please stop. It's also great to have your company and you have your goals and you have all this other stuff. But, some businesses are like bipolar. You're good on Monday, you're bad on Tuesday, but they love you again on Wednesday. Those days are gone. So I'm here to tell you guys I decided to do this one just for that reason. Hmm. Just to help those. Because the problem isn't that people were unemployment. That's not the problem. The problem wasn't that people lived through a pandemic. That wasn't, we all did. We still are. That's not the issue. The issue is that companies forgot that people were people. And when they started treating them like numbers, that was where the disconnect came into play. So there you have it. You could take this, share this, write it down, teach it in a class, business economics 101, business ethics, whichever way you want to write it down as. And I'm not speaking to one company or one corporation. I'm not doing it. I'm speaking it to it all. That's what it is. People are people, not numbers. And when you start treating them that way and they start seeing a future for themselves within your business, that's when you're going to see the return of the great employee. That's when you will see it.